here from Psychologies Magazine. Hello, hello, hello. Suzy Walker here, Psychologies Magazine. Lovely to see you. Happy Monday. Today and every Monday at 11 o'clock at Psychologies Magazine, we're trying to create a Monday Motivator video where we're going to ask one coaching question every Monday morning to kind of focus the mind and create an intention for the week ahead. The question I want to ask you this morning is a really simple one, but quite difficult, is what do you want? What do you want? I know many of us are just coming out of the lockdown period, and we're sort of looking at life perhaps with a different vision, with different eyes, and thinking to ourselves, well, many of us have worked like dogs over the last 3 months. Many of us have slowed down for 3 months. And many of us have spent a different amount of time with people around us, be it if you've been locked down alone, you've had the experience of what that feels like. There's people who have been very closely knit with their families, and they felt like what that feels like, perhaps with a new partner or with a partner that's been around us for a long time. And we are perhaps coming out of this with a sense of what we don't want, and what do we, which is good. It's like often we can feel really, really miserable, that this situation really makes us feel miserable and lonely or distressed. It's kind of easy to identify what you don't want because our bodies normally tell us. So, but what about what do you want? So this week I want us to focus on this question and to become a joy detective, as I call it. I love the idea of something called the golden glow. So I want you to think back over the last 6 months. I know it's been an unusual and a difficult start to the year, but I want you to think about the times when you felt lit up from the inside out, where you've really enjoyed yourself, be it with a person, with it as an experience, and start to note down, I call it the golden glow, those moments that give you a total golden glow. So for me, at the beginning of the year, it was standing at a lake in the Lake District, all frosty and beautiful, and my heart just leapt. Another time was when I was on a train going up to Scotland, and I opened up the shutter. I was on a sleeper train, and I opened up the shutter and I could see the amazing mountains of Scotland in front of me. So again, for me, it was just like this amazing sense of nature and awe. And I was like, wow, for me, that's been really important, a really key piece going forward. I'm like, what do I want? At the moment, I'm locked down, or we have been locked down in a canal boat in the middle of London because my son has just got into a film school here, which is absolutely brilliant. But I know that having had this experience of looking at my golden glows, what do I want? I want to be around nature. I want to be out in the countryside. I want to be places where I can see mountains. Those were my golden glow moments of the last 6 months. For you, what has given you that sense of all is well with the world, excitement, love, joy, all of those things? So I really, so what do I want? And also going forward, so noticing, and it doesn't have to be big things. It can be small things. It can be just connecting with someone over a cup of tea. But what is it? Just kind of delve a little bit deeper. What is it about that person, or that the venue, or what is it that makes you feel really fantastic? You can do it for the last 6 months, but you can actually look back, think about the memories that come back to you about times that you spent. Again, for me last year, I spent some time in a creative writing group, and I just loved it. I loved going every week, and I felt more connected, more excited about life than I have for a long time. I love that. So I love creating things out of my out of my imagination. So what is it that you love? So keep thinking back, notice when your heart begins to leap. So that's what do I want? Become a joy detective. Notice when things light you up from the inside out. 2 great techniques to help you with that. Martha Beck, who's one of my favorite life coaches, who wrote a brilliant, lots of books, but I love her book, Finding Your Own North Star. And she had a great exercise in there called Shackles On. and shackles on, off. So just the idea of when you're doing something that makes you feel contracted, trapped, angry, just awful, that's shackles on. You know, literally you've got the shackles on and you can't go there. There's no freedom there for you. And then who are the people? Where are the environments? What are the things that you do that make you feel shackles off? For me, I've translated that in my life to heart leap and heart sink. So when I'm going into situations, when I'm noticing what makes my heart leap, what makes my heart sink. So I'm sure you've had the same feeling of you've gone into an environment, you're dying to see your friends, or you've got a new boyfriend or a girlfriend and you're like, wow, this is great, and your heart leaps and you feel fantastic. Notice what makes your heart leap and what makes your heart sink. And again, if you can keep a little diary about that. And the great thing is once you've kept a diary for, say, let's say a week or for 2 weeks or for a month, or looking back over 6 months, the joy detective piece is being able to notice what do those people have in common. So for me, you know, the people who make my heart leap are the supportive ones, who make me laugh and who are creative. So I noticed that all the people that I love spending time with have got a fantastic sense of humor. They are very creative, and generally they're the people who are supportive and sort of boost me rather than sort of pull me down. So as people like that, I want to be around. You know, what are the environments for me? What I noticed was the beautiful mountains and countryside. Being out in the wilds makes me great. I'm here on my canal boat in London, however, and I love being on the water, and I love seeing all the nature and the swans and the ducklings and the little baby swans, cygnets are they called? But I've been loving that. But what really makes my heart leap is a kind of the big, awe-inspiring, the beaches and the mountains. That's what I love. What about you? What is it that you really love? What lights you up from the inside out? So that's the question I want for you to pose this week, is what do you want? And so often we think, I'm not sure what I want. So become a joy detective. Do shackles on, shackles off. Notice what makes you feel trapped, as if you're imprisoned. Or my simple one is heart leap or heart sink. Notice what makes your heart leap and what makes your heart sink. All right, have a fantastic heart leaping week this week. Lots of love, and I will speak to you next Monday. Bye bye.